Hello fellow GWENT players, today I want to show you a very good deck that got me to pro rank really quickly. It's a Dana tempo list, and I hope you will enjoy it. Let's do this. Now before I want to talk about the deck, I want to talk about Dana. Now Dana is a very strong leader as she is incredibly consistent if you can build a proper deck around her. So first of all, let's talk about how Dana works. Play a Scoia'tael card from your deck with 0 provisions or less. This value is raised by 1 for every unique primary category among Scoia'tael cards in your starting decks. So primary categories would be things like Trap, Elf, Dwarf, even specials like alchemy cards or even tactic cards. The more variation in your deck, the more reliable your leader becomes. The goal is basically to get the Dana provision cost to 11, because in Scoia'tael you now have 2 very good 11 provision cards on your Dana, which you can use in round 3, and you're not reliant on the Fauve Water combo anymore as much as you used to be. So let's just get into the cards real quick. We have Dwarven Skirmisher, pretty basic. Dwarven Agitator, pretty basic. Dryad Fledgling, pretty basic. Grove Keeper, we run as a one-off. It says 2 on the top, but we only run 1 in our deck right now. And I think this card's alright, especially with Fauve into Broccolon Water. It's a pretty good 4 provision card, and it works as a one-off for sure. Vrya Dragoon, pretty basic auto-include in Scoia'tael right now. You have Mahakam Volunteers for the thinning to a certain extent. You have Cleaver's Muscle, also helping you get out Mahakam Volunteers with the shield on him. We have Panther as a one-off as well, because Panther has the Beast Tag, which gives us an extra provision on Dana. So if you're playing Dana, do play Panther as a one-off, or even as a two-off if you like the card, but I do prefer him as just a one-off. Next card is Crushing Trap. Also a one-off for this deck. You could run 2 of this, but for me the provisions are very sacred in this deck because the higher provision cards are where it's at pretty much. And this card's pretty cheap. It's obviously very vulnerable to artifact removal, but when it goes off pretty well. Plus it can help you win round 1, which is really good, especially because this deck's round 1 is pretty weak. Morana Runestone. Now I will get to why I'm running this card later, but for the moment it's been actually kind of alright so far. It's not really gotten insane values, but for a 6 it's alright. It sometimes works good with removal because Scoia'tael has some decent removal tools in their collection. This card's alright, I guess. Next up is Kiran. He's a lock. I think locks right now are auto-include in most decks because there's a lot of crazy engines going around these days, and having a lock that also moves is pretty decent. Fauve to play your nature card from your deck. Obviously going to work with Water of Broccolon. It's pretty obvious that you're running this card in Dana. Everyone knows this card needs to be run in Dana, so we're also running it in Dana. Sheldon Skaggs. I think everyone knows this card at this point. Barnabas Beckenbauer. Now you need to run this card for sure, as he is the only gnome in Scoia'tael. In the worst case, he's an 8. In the best case, he's a 12, so he's a pretty decent card. And you need to run it in Dana. He's auto-include in Dana. Next up is Synthesis, a dragon. You do need to either run Synthesis or Saskia. Synthesis is obviously the better version of the 2, so I'm just gonna use Synthesis to get the provisions up. Most of the cards in this deck are usually just there to get tags, and that's how you build Dana decks. You try and find the best cards with the most unique tags and just put them into a deck. As I said earlier, our Dana goes for 11 provisions, and this card at 11 provisions on a stick is incredible. So all you need really is Skaggs in hand. You don't need both this and Skaggs in hand anymore when your Dana is on 11 provisions. So this card really strong, especially with this current list. As well as Novigradian Justice. For 11 provisions, you get out Cleaver's Muscle for a proactive 10 points. These Cleaver Muscles also have Shield, which is really strong, especially in this current meta, where there's a lot of random pings. Water of Broccolon, pretty self-explanatory. If you didn't find Fauve, you could actually play this still. If you have like a Fledgling, you can play Fledgling into Water of Broccolon. So you don't really need Fauve for this, but it's still good, because at an 11, you can still pull it out with Dana. And the last card is Great Oak. Now, I actually have him just in the deck because he's a treant, and because of this card, I have to play a lot of 4 provisions, a lot of 5 provision cards, basically. Because of this card, it gets really, really sticky with the provisions, because I'm not going to run Whispering Hillock, because this is by far the best treant, and you just have to play this card. You can't pull it with Dana just yet. That day might come some other time, but it's still fine the way it is. You just have to draw this card pretty much. If you don't draw this card, it's not that bad. But having this card is always an upside, so yeah. Now this is the first variant of the deck. I'm currently playing this variant as I do think it's more consistent than the other variant. And the other variant isn't far different. There's literally just 2 cards which are different. And those cards are Milva and Incinerating Trap. Now, why do I not like this variant right now? Because both Milva and Incinerating Trap are really low tempo, whereas Marana Runestone and Crushing Trap are more reliable. And as I said earlier, there's a lot of random pings in the game right now. So Milva's actually really vulnerable lately to dying. I don't know why, but every time I've played Milva, she's just been very slow, especially when you're getting bled, because right now is a very heavy bleeding meta. Everyone who wins round 1 will also push you in round 2. And that's where this deck actually shines, without Milva, obviously, because Milva is very slow if you're getting bled. So that's why I'm running the Marana Runestone and Crushing Trap variant, because they can actually produce points in round 2 when you need them to. Now, why is this deck actually strong when getting bled? Because usually people like to bleed Dana to force out Water of Broccolon out of FOV. But in this deck, you actually don't mind it, because you have other targets for your Dana, like Novigradian Justice or even Ithlin. So if you're getting bled and can somehow win without having to use your Dana, you've pretty much won the game, because if you didn't draw Novigradian Justice or Ithlin, you have them reliably from Dana. And even then, you can still play for a big provision unit in round 3, and that is just super strong, especially with Scoia'tael, who you don't think have a short round, but they actually have a better short round than most decks these days. Now, what are some downsides with the deck? The biggest downside is round 1, because you're going to be playing a bunch of 4 to 5 provision cards in round 1, which don't produce a lot of tempo. I'm not gonna lie, these cards are really slow. If you lose coin flip, there's a lot of instances where you just have to pass on 5 to go on even. But that's not a problem, because when you're both on even cards, the opponent is gonna bleed you. And what you're gonna do is just let him bleed himself, basically, and keep your Dana for round 3. Opponents won't dry pass against Dana, and opponents have to bleed against Dana. But you don't mind getting bled with Dana anymore, because you have these really strong 11 provision cards that you can just play in round 3, and you don't have a problem with playing FOV in round 2 without Dana, because having 2 Dryad Fledglings on the board at 4 power is still really hard to get rid of, honestly. They're going to spend a lot of provisions to get rid of those Fledglings, and while he's getting rid of those Fledglings, you're just going to play some proactive power plays, pretty much. It works really well, this deck, especially in the current meta. And I'm just gonna move on to some gameplay and show you guys. Alright, playing against Detlef. Alright, play Crushing Trap here, because he's been roast stacking. He's played around Dwarven Skirmisher. As long as we can do it with Novigradian Justice, we can keep pushing here pretty much. Okay. Alright, so he's pushed pretty hard, and we can pass here, honestly. He's also played just a bunch of bronze cards, maybe some golds, but we've only played bronzes, which is kind of good for us. Alright, he's passed. We're just going to play this out, because maybe we can find Skags here. So our target for Dana this round is Barnabas. Now, question is, do I want to trigger the FOV with something like Barnabas at an 8? And I think no. I'll take Barnabas when I just can use him. I'll just play FOV naked here. That could have been good, though. Actually, we have a Dragoon here. Should be fine. 2-point Crushing Trap. Pretty good stuff there. I do think he will play for Dominance, so I'll play out this Synthesis early on here. Ow. Guess he's playing like Regis, right? Alright, this is the turn for Barnabas, right? Yeah, this is the turn for Barnabas. Make sure we don't get the bug, because the bug once lost me a game single-handedly, which is really annoying. I think I can play my Great Oak here, honestly. Alright, He's just given up because we just have so many points with Dana in the long round. The long round is also really good for us. Okay, that laugh again. Okay, this time we have Skags in hand, which is really good. Epidemic. Sweet. So he's clearly unitless. And the best thing against unitless is points, right? So we just have to play points here. Try and find something that removes stuff. We control an elf, right? Hey, easy waylay. Let's go. I think I have to play Nov Justice here, but he has Scorch, right? Scorch, like, it runs into Scorch. Like, I can't let this guy have control of this. He's gonna get Scorched, right? He's passed. Okay. Now we can actually bleed him, pretty much. Because we have Skags in hand, we can definitely bleed him. Oh, these draws, though. Oh my god, these draws have been horrendous, though. Jesus. What were these draws, man? Oh my god. Do I pass here? I don't want to pass. He plays Epidemic. But this hand is so trash. This hand is so bad. What can I do with this hand? Literally nothing. Oh, there's a spear. Sweet. Yeah, I thought this was going to be annoying. But the draw, my round 2 draws have been absolutely horrendous. Okay, so we just play Dana here, right? Into Fav. Into Cleaver's Muscle, because that's proactive. Then that just runs into Scorch, though, now. That's a problem. He's going to Scorch this so hard, dude. There you go. 2 skirmishers as well. No Dragon, no Kieran. But we have last say with Skags, so as long as we can, like, produce some points here, we should be good. Ooh, Jotun Finisher. Gives us a good Skags target. I think I'll just use Oak for the boost here. Huh. Nice little Geralt. Wait, is this actually enough? Yeah, it is. Sweet. Easiest win of my life. So unitless, we got that covered as well. Ooh, Herald. Herald's a bit annoying though, because he has that 20-point finisher. But if we can accumulate enough points throughout the round, we could absolutely decimate him though. The problem now though is that we did lose the coin flip here. That is our biggest problem here, pretty much. We can run either into Geralt or into Marauder now. Ah, screw it. We're not playing around Geralt. I guess I'll just Runestone here. It's actually a pretty good Runestone, not gonna lie. The problem now is how do we actually win the game here? I guess we have to go, like, full push hard on this, right? Oh, he's creating so many points here. Ah, we have to play Justice, I think. Ulfhedin. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. With round 1, you don't really have a lot of choices. I should have played this and just taken the pass. But I played Justice now for no reason. I shouldn't have played Justice here, basically. I should have just played the Skirmisher and then just passed on 5. How do I want to do this now? Do I want to play Fav here? I think I have to play Fav here, pretty much. Because he's going to push me no matter what. Do I play Skags here? I think I have to play Skags here, yeah. This crushing trap is not going anywhere, is it? He's gonna play front row for sure now. Huh, he's actually passed. Alright. Let's go. 50-50. Let's win it. Alright, that was to win the game pretty much, but... Alright, we're playing against Gudrun. So if he passes here, we just play Barnabas to win the round, pretty much. This is 11. This actually stays on even here. Do we want to do that? Nah, we good. We can pass early. Okay, he's swindled. I think I'll just play out my Dryad Grove Keeper then. Oh, he swindled for 6 though. Oh, that keeps him in the game, doesn't it? I give him one more chance to pass here, pretty much. He's not used the shield, so we might actually be able to use Skags on this, and I will just do that, honestly. Alright, play Fav now. Found a good opening for the Fav. It's not gonna get too many points. But if we play with Barnabas, we're good here. Oh, he's played Tunnel Drill. That's really good for us. Alright, so he's passed. We're card up. We still have Dana. We still have Justice in deck. We still got Oak in hand. Really good stuff, basically, here. Oh, we found Justice in hand here. Oh, sweet. That's really good. Dana for Ithlin here. To get the dragon up on 12. Okay. Now we got a Marana Runestone for movement, and we good here. Ah, we found poison. That's kind of annoying. This is a human though, so it gives us extra points on the Dryad, so it's a 5 points. Is he gonna kill it? He's not really... Whoa, he's actually spending 6 coins to spend... What? 6 coins for 2 extra points. That's weird. Alright, he's passed, and he's just given up at this point, because he has nothing to spend his coins on, probably. Alright, we're playing against Francesca. Now, Francesca could be a bit awkward, because we might have to bleed Francesca in this case. Alright, so far, pretty basic start to this game. We both played out a bunch of trash. We're still both playing out a bunch of trash here. If I play Justice here, I think he's gonna pass, right? That forces out the pass, doesn't it? It should pretty much force out the pass out of him. Justice early on isn't that bad, because it also thins your deck. Okay. So we forced out the pass. That's pretty good. Really good stuff here. Straw! Why is these draws so bad? Oh man, I don't want to go into a long run against Francesca. In all seriousness. I don't want to lose connection against Francesca. In all seriousness. Okay, so I can push him like for a few turns here probably if I play Fav here. Okay, so he's played his water now. He drew like trash though. He drew really badly here. So I think I can actually oak here and stay ahead by quite a few. Alright, he's Francescaing now. Okay, that's good for us. That's really good for us. Unless he plays oak now. That's not really good for us then. He's played Justice. But that's pretty much his win condition. That's both of his win conditions gone here pretty much. If I pass here, I'm in a good spot, aren't I? I mean, I should be, right? I can, like, it seems bad to pass a card down, but he's played leader, and leader is pretty much a card, so we still have leader. He doesn't. I mean, we don't have last say, but it's not that bad, honestly. I'll play Dana for Barnabas, so... Oh, we don't have elves, nor do we have dryads. Alright, what's better here? Cleaver's Muscle or Incinerating Trap? It's gotta be Cleaver's Muscle here. We have an 8-point Barnabas, which is kind of underwhelming. He's got a dead Fav though. That's good for us. We also have a dead Panther, so that's bad. Good for him. Does he have Ida? Do people still run Ida in this meta? Alright, I just have to pray he doesn't have Ida pretty much. Okay, no Ida. Alright, Barnabas for 8. And Sheldon for that, whatever points he is right now. I pass, get 6 points passively. He needs 18 here. That's not 18. It's not enough. Wow. Alright, sweet. We actually won a card down here. And that's the power of Dana. Dana is just very reliable. And she's really consistent if you have a good deck around her. Alright, Arrakis Queen. Arrakis Queen also likes the long round, which is also kind of good for us, isn't it? Slizer's a bit scary though. But I don't want to lock him just yet. I wonder if that was his only consume card. Because if it was, it's kind of stupid by me not to have locked that. But I still think he has like Karen and stuff, and then he just has invisible points rather than visible points. How many points are we down here? 22? This is 8? 14? No, we don't have 14. We have like 11 here. Yeah, we gotta pass here. Yeah, maybe I've had to lock this Slizard. Or he just bleeds us this round and we're good. I need to find a dwarf here basically from Runestone. Oh, sweet. Found the archer. Gonna kill this. You gonna pass? No, you're not. He's not gonna pass. Okay. I'm just gonna play reactively then. Okay, I might have to play Fav next here. Yeah. I mean, I lose like 2 points by playing her out later, but we had to react to his cards here. Ow. Play out the dragon here, right? Okay, so he's passed, we're card up, and we still have Dana. Everyone's pushing, even though they have no reason to push. I mean, he might still have all the artifacts now, but we just have power, and more power in our hand. There's 1 brick in my entire deck. If I draw that 1 brick right now, I'm gonna be so upset. Okay, so I play for Barnabas here, yeah, easy. Easy Barnabas. I mean, we don't have a Dryad, but we have an elf and a dwarf. Ow. Actually, I don't know why I didn't just play my Barnabas here. But like, look at the points we have still in our hand. Like, I'm misplaying here. I should have played all of these cards front row, by the way, and I'm still like in a good spot here. Okay. Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying when I'm saying this deck works against bleeding. Now, the one time against Skellige, we kind of got unlucky with the 50-50 on the crushing trap. But we would have been in a slightly decent spot for round 3 if we hadn't lost that 50-50. Maybe not, because he would have had 20-point Herald, which is insane, obviously. But against Skellige, it's really bad, especially if you lose coin flip. But you can actually sometimes come back, so to say, if the opponent bleeds you unsuccessfully in round 2, if you draw well enough, obviously. So this wraps up the deck guide and some of the gameplay. I hope you realize the amount of power this deck has when it starts to play seriously, because it starts off really slow, and that's what you as a player have to realize. This deck is a super slow deck. On blue coin, you have to find a pass. If you don't find a pass, just pass on 5, and the opponent will bleed you, and you getting bled isn't as bad with Dana as it used to be. Because you're not relying your entire strategy onto Fav and Water and Broccolon anymore. There's a lot of other cards that you can play from Dana that will just create a bunch of points when you need them to. But the thing is that you want to always keep Dana for round 3, because she is a very reliable power play. Because if you haven't drawn your 11 provision cards, she's just there for you. And yeah, that wraps up the entire deck guide. I will link the deck in the description. If you're successful with it, please also give it an upvote on the GWENT site. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more GWENT content, and I'll see you soon.